Welcome to Speak the Truth 2.0. My name is Cindy, and we need to turn the camera on. Well, anyway, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, and think about becoming a member of Speak the Truth 2.0. We welcome everyone. We're a non-biased channel, but today we're going to talk about Shilo Sanders, because if you guys know me, you see my jersey, this is Shiloh's jersey. He's 21. He played for the Colorado Buffs, and him, like his brother Shilo Sanders and Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, Will Shepherd, all these guys came out into the NFL. Shiloh went undrafted, but he's ahead of game, and he's one of my favorite players inside of the NFL. So we know what's going on with Shadura, but my attention today is on my favorite player. He's my favorite player. I love Travis, but Shiloh's my favorite player because I love his integrity. I love how he respects his mother and how he takes care of his family. He's an upstanding young man. So we're going to look at what happened to Shiloh. If you look at our thumbnail, we have a different angle seeing what had transpired. And to my understanding, now I am not a football expert by no means, but I do have common sense. And when I watch NFL football or college football, those referees, they throw those yellow flags down immediately. They see stuff I don't even see. I was just at Shadura game when he played against the Eagles. And those flags, they go down immediately. I watched Shiloh being shoved backwards. Now you're off balance. Someone is pushing you off balance. They're bigger than you, and they're pushing you off balance. And I'm like, what's going on here? Why are they pushing him and I don't see the yellow flags go down? This guy is swinging at him, and he face masked him. But when Shiloh like, look, I gotta get this guy off of me, he took his stance and he open hand, slap him. He wasn't like to hurt him, but he like, look, y'all gotta get this guy off of me. And that was just a reaction, because one thing that we know growing up, you always teach your kids, if somebody gonna bully you or hit you, you're gonna push back at them. That was the wrong time. I'm not justifying it, but I don't understand why was Shiloh the only one ejected, and Zach Davidson, the tight end, number 84, why wasn't he ejected when the refs were standing right there? They saw the play was dead. Oh, I forgot to start with that. The play was dead. The play was dead for it looked like forever. The play was dead. Where Shiloh was at and where the ball was actually, being where they were actually playing at, Shiloh wasn't anywhere near where the actual action was at, and the player was already down. He's over there, really with no one there, but this tight end, it's like he's deciding the play's over. People understand whistles. He's still shoving him backwards. If somebody's shoving you backwards, you're going to be off balance, first of all. I'm surprised he didn't fall back. But he refused. And this guy, he's like waiting for him to let go of him because he's hearing the whistle. He's like, when is this guy going to let go of me? Why aren't the refs doing anything about it? So I don't know if everyone's being paid. I don't know what's going on, but there are different angles. If you go on X, formerly known as Twitter, you'll see different angles that have come out, and you can see that this guy is swinging at him a couple of times. He's face masked him. Where were the refs at? Is everyone being paid in the NFL against the Sanders family? Because it's kind of peculiar that it appears like they're sort of looking like they're being targeted. It reminded me when Travis was playing Colorado State, when Blackburn went and hit Travis after the play was dead. Travis didn't have the ball. The ball wasn't even near Travis, and he received a lacerated liver. And the guy was able to stay in the game. They never even ejected Blackburn for that cheap shot. He hit him after the play was called. Travis had to go to the hospital. And it appears that, to me, in my opinion, that the Sanders are being targeted by the NFL. It's to the point, like, this is called Speak the Truth 2.0, so we're going to say what we want to say as long as we stay with the truth. And I really do feel like before you say, well, we don't know, maybe it's not like that. Yes, it is like that. They are being targeted. I believe that young man, that tight end, Zach Davidson, it almost appears that he was told to target Shiloh because why is this tight end doing all this when the play was dead and he wouldn't stop? Not until he got a reaction. And what happened to the refs? To my understanding, as soon as something happens on that field, those refs be throwing the flag. Where were they when this guy is shoving and pushing him backwards? Why didn't they throw the flags? Why didn't they stop him for what he was doing to Shiloh? I have a problem with that. And then I look at the NFL. What is the NFL today? What is the NFL? What's going on? What the NFL? What is this? A bunch of sissies now? I mean, like, what's going on? It's like the slightest thing is like, okay, this young man is waived. He's waived now. I mean, I think and this is preseason, and like, don't you want your football players to be a little tough? Show a little, they have a little spunk, they have a little bit of manhood or whatever. I mean, don't you want the NFL players to actually be football players? Like now I know they got men cheerleaders switching like women. I might show them. I was so disgusted when I went to the game and I saw they got the guys up there. I mean, they got their pom-poms. That's what the NFL have now. Yeah. So the NFL don't want men to be men. They don't want you. I hope that's all. They don't want men to be men.
What?
I don't see the hearts. They don't want men to be men. They want to allow men cheerleaders now to be switching, and they with the girls. So now girls who should be on the cheerleading squad in the NFL, they're giving those spots to men. So now they got men taking the place of women cheerleaders, and they switching and they like all this. I don't want to see that. I want men to be men. And I don't know what's wrong with the NFL that they want these weak men. They don't want. Shiloh is a football player.
Thomas must be a man cheerleader that's switching. The Browns just released Tyler Huntley. They're keeping.
Yeah, well, I know they're going to release Huntley. So they don't want men. It's like the NFL doesn't want men to be men. They want men. You want to have a team. We don't want the concussions. We don't want, the extra. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, you guys. So this could go out to the algorithms. Because I wanted to talk about Shador, but this is about Shilo Sanders. He's to me, a real aggressive, like they should be, football player. He's a football player. He's not no punk. He gonna stand 10 toes down. He's not gonna let no man manhandle and grip him up like that. And the ref is not even throwing a flag. What happened to the refs be doing their job? I've never seen the refs take so long. All that's going on and there's no flags. Come on, y'all.
And he had a professional fighter stance.
The refs are standing right there watching all of this going on. Any other time I've seen, and I'm not an expert on the field, but one thing I know is they throw those flags so fast. I'm like, okay, what happened? What just happened? It's so fast. Like, what just happened? I'm looking for what happened, and they it's like they were there, but they didn't notice what was going on. And then how are you going to eject Shilo Sanders because he swung back? He swings back, he's ejected, and then the guy, he's going to make a gesture like you too small. He's going to do that. So he's going to taunt him on top of it. And then Shiloh loses his opportunity because the refs failed him. Whatever was going on, it was unexpected. But this guy had it out for him. That was not by chance because it was he was overly aggressive. There wasn't even a play at this point. He was just manhandling him. There was no play going on. When this guy, Zach Davidson, the tight end, number 84, when he was pushing him back, the play was dead. So what was that all about if that wasn't targeting him? If that wasn't targeting him, then what was it? People have to explain this. What have they become? I mean, that your players can't, show a little bit of, don't you want them to be tough? I thought football was supposed to be tough. I thought football was supposed to be a man's man game. I thought football is not you don't want the men, now the men are cheerleaders and that's in. The men are out there switching like the women. But then you want the NFL players not to play like Shiloh. Shiloh is a football player. He's a real football player.
To the person commenting MSN, what doesn't make sense to you? You need to clarify what doesn't make sense.
He is a football player. He's not playing golf. He's playing or tennis. They're playing football. And how you going to eject Shiloh, but this man is shoving him, swinging on him, hitting him, face masked him, and he's not ejected. So explain that to me. Why wasn't Zach Davidson ejected for what his infractions, what he did? What the rules only apply to a Sanders? You got to be a Sanders for the rules to apply? Because I don't want to hear all that other stuff.
There's a lot of haters.
I don't want to hear all of that. It only applied to Sanders, so who can say that Zach shouldn't have been ejected when the play was dead? He face masked him. Did you see him hitting him? You look at my thumbnail with different angles with him swinging and hitting Shiloh. Shiloh's ducking. He's hitting him.
Someone said it's called blocking. He didn't throw.
He's hitting him. Why did he after the play was dead? Tell me why 30 more seconds this dude is still pushing him and all other players, they're standing there. If you look at my thumbnail, they standing there, the play is over with, and this guy is just steady on him. Explain that when the play is there. Where were the refs at? Why didn't they throw a flag for him when he was overly aggressive? That was fine, right? That was fine. I'm with his father. Like his father said, trust God. You got to trust God. Because when people, like the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but God has the last say. And Shiloh's going to be picked up. I'm not worried about Shiloh. He's only waived. They didn't think that he was undrafted. But Shador, they said he was supposed to win in the first round. Shador didn't go to the 5th round. So they were saying 143 players were better than Shador. And all the other football players other than Cam Ward, everybody was better than Shador Sanders. Everyone was better. This, to me, they're being targeted at this point. They're being targeted. They're being targeted. They won. It was like he was almost like appearing to be set up to get a rise. What man on here is going to let a man do that to you? I don't care whether you're in sports or not. What man is going to let some man do that? And then people standing around watching. They're supposed to be throwing the yellow flag down. At first it hurt me. I was like, oh, Shiloh. All of us, everyone is rooting for Shiloh because his character, he's smart, he's intelligent, he's gifted. He can do anything. Like the word says, he can do anything through Christ who strengthens him. God got him. But this is about principle. This is about what's right. How you want to eject one and don't eject the person, the aggressor? The tight end with Zach Davidson, number 84, he was the aggressor. He was face masked. What happened to he face masked him and he was swinging on him? The play was dead. How was it that only one person was ejected? Only one person was ejected. Where were the refs? I mean, why the refs any other time, those yellow flags are going down and all this is going on, they're right there. And they did nothing until Shiloh swung at this guy with an open hand. Till he swung at him with an open hand. And he knew he wasn't going to hurt him. He got a helmet on. He wasn't going to punch him and all that. What that's going to do? He got a helmet. But, it's like ridiculous. But somebody's going to pick him up because God, you got to trust God. God got him. But we got to stop whatever's going on with this family, because you have so many people complain about black fathers and about black children. But when you get successful black people, then people can't handle that neither. Then they become a target. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you are a good father, good parent, people got a problem with that. Those are good kids. They're good, upstanding kids. You know, God said, whoever have not sinned, cast the first stone. So none of us are in a position to cast a stone about anybody unless you have not sinned. And the only person I heard that haven't sinned is Jesus Christ. And none of us are Jesus, and none of us are perfect. And football is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertaining. But the stuff that's going on, the collusion that's going on, all of the undercover backdoor for all the NFL owners to pass on Shador like that. And then Shiloh, he went undrafted, but he's the type of football player you want on your team.
Live free. Then,
What?
Then why are you watching? Like, explain that to me. Why are you watching? This isn't worth listening to. And someone said it's making it a DEI issue. You wanted to explain to them.
You know what? Y'all could say, but see, that's when people have no substance. Anytime someone say DEI, the devil is a lie. Anytime black people start rising up, people have a problem with it. Now, you want to talk about if people are in gangs or kids like that, but when you have people that's college educated, Shiloh has a master's degree, Shador has his bachelor's, all these people are educated and millionaires. No matter what, they're multi-millionaires. And people still have something to say no matter what you do. They're not DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, doesn't apply to black people. I am tired of all this false media and false narratives. If you're black, you got to be exceptional in any job that you do. If you're an architect, engineer, scientist, doctor, pilot, whatever, you're at the top of the class. You don't get passed through because of the color of your skin. You have to be exceptional. The people who benefited from DEI were white women. Number one, people that benefited from DEI was white women. Followed by Hispanics, Asians, disabled, indigenous, Indians, veterans. And then black people. I know we were number 9. We did not benefit, but they try to make us the face of it. Nothing is given to us. We earn everything. So we're going to kill that DEI. And people who don't believe it, do your research. Do your research on who benefited from DEI. Everyone should know it by now. And it's not black people. It's not black people. And we're here talking about football and what's right. This young man appears that he was targeted. I don't know what's going on with the Sanders. They used to love, they say Deion Sanders, when he was in the NFL, he was the best quarterback that ever played the game. That's why Travis Hunter wanted to be coached by him, and he was the only number 1 player in high school that ever went to a HBCU. Travis is the only one, and he went on to win the Heisman under the tutelage of Deion Sanders. But so, for some reason, this positive black man is an issue. It's an issue. All he talks about is Jesus, God, build up young men of all different nationalities, and he doesn't go by pigmentation. And they still hate on him. He took a program that was 1-11, made it the hottest football program. You see, I got my Colorado jersey on. I got Travis, got all of them.
They don't like.
And he took and built that program up. His second year, the first year I think they went 4 or 5-12 or something. And the second year they increased. Each year they've gotten better and better, better and better. You know, I think last year they won like 9 games or something like that.
They don't like that. They don't like black men being good dads.
And now they're being a good dad, being a good role model. Being a good role model is a problem as well. And it's like he's a threat because he built up the program. He brought billions of dollars into the economy of Boulder, Colorado. Everybody's doing well. Everybody's making money off of Deion Sanders' name. Everyone is, outside of his family. And people still have a problem with that. So I have a problem with people that say they want black excellence. They want black people to behave a certain way and be productive. But we have people out here that really don't want that. They say that. They rather hear about black people like we're the only ethnicity that's on drugs or in poverty, have a difficult upbringing. But if you're born into money and you have money and you're well-to-do, if you're college educated, then there's a problem. Then they want to label us. They'll label us as thugs, but a mass murderer that's white, they'll say they were trouble. They had they suffered from mental illness. They went through a lot. I mean, it's like the narrative is totally different. It's different. We have to change those because we're one nation under God. And we have to change those freaking stereotypes. You know, when people want to suppress the people, they put in this media out that shows just one side, but they don't show that the majority of black people are successful, middle class, upper middle class, multimillionaires, billionaires, well-to-do, that are movers and shakers in this country, in every field, every single field. They don't want to show that light. There's people in every ethnicity that have problems. Everyone has murders, rapers, burglars, and we're not at the top of the food chain, but we're displayed. See, the mass media, they do a phenomenal job. So we have to get away from that if we want productive individuals, regardless of the color of your skin. You have to be on board for all of us to do well. Nobody wants crime.
If Shiloh can't tackle, then why last game did he tackle that quarterback?
He took that quarterback down.
Yeah.
But see, that's a narrative. Once one person say what someone can't do, the birds of a feather flock together. They all start saying it.
Yeah.
They won't give any credit.
Why
He's still
college?
learning. Yeah, he did pick 6 in Colorado. But people won't talk about the good. We don't do that. We want to point out all our mistakes in life. Let people look at your lives and point out everything you have done. Everything you have done. Because we all going to stand before God. Everything you have done. But we're going to go and we're going to show right now.
The last good 24 hours from the Sanders boys as Shilo Sanders was ejected from last night's game against the Bills.
Look at this.
Today he has been waived by the Buccaneers.
Now the flags.
You see the play where number 84 is
Look at
basically
this.
blocking him
Look
after
at
the
it.
ref's whistle.
Look at this.
And he keeps putting his hands on Shilo.
Now the yellow
pushing
flag.
him and pushing him. I think the play is dead around here, and everything else is just basically
Look at him.
84
Taunting
still
him.
pushing.
Look at
Like, say the
play.
whistle
Look at
goes
this.
here,
Play
he
bent
goes,
it,
still
and the ball's
down,
nowhere
he's
near
pushing
him.
forward. So Shiloh slaps him up against the helmet, basically, protecting himself,
That was good form.
if you will. We've seen it in football. It's nothing that we have.
All this. Look at all this time this is going on. The play is dead. It's dead.
The target is on your back, and today, now he has been waived.
That's right.
Also, Shador really didn't have a good game yesterday. I thought the protection for him was terrible. Some of the play design was also bad. Here you see again that slap. Really wasn't a punch. I think he was smart to not ball his fist up, break his hand on the helmet or something like that. And of course, the guy sold it a little bit too.
The play been stopped. The people aren't even moving. The players.
Here we are. Shador
Nobody
having
is moving.
Issue
This is going on while the
in
play has
Cleveland.
been over.
They put out reports on CBS earlier this week that he might get cut. I don't think he's going to get cut. Even a reporter asked him if he felt like he belonged on the team. And he basically said, yeah, I think if you ask anybody if they think they belong on the team, they would say yes. And so, according to Shiloh's agent, he hopes that Shiloh gets claimed off waivers. Listen, man, I don't even know what to say at this point. Shiloh and undrafted.
Yeah.
I think that as far as him covering,
I don't know why his
open
camera's black.
field as a safety, I think Shiloh's better closer to the line of scrimmage. I think he's a good, he's like a heat-seeking missile, you know what I mean? I think he's better as far as, coming up to the line of scrimmage, getting the play on the ball, tackling the ball, corner blitzing, DB blitzing. But as far as covering and coverage on some of the league's best receivers and zones and stuff like that, I think he would have a hard time. But, I think that this obviously you have to understand all of these teams are going to be cutting now. We're getting down to the last 53. Actually, I think that is where we're at
Yeah,
now.
what's going on now? I know a lot of teams are going to be cutting the players. That's what's going on now. My point is what happened yesterday when they were playing. I feel as though that tight end Zach Davison should have been ejected as well. Shiloh was not fighting himself. He was being bullied, actually. The play was dead. The play was dead such a long time ago. And this guy was still pushing on him. He's going backwards. He's like this. And this guy, all the team, the team is just standing there. Let me show you my thumbnail. That's my thumbnail. The team is not even moving.
Well,
And the team been stopped.
well,
They been stopped.
well. Let me reply to this one comment. I think his name was Corey Baker. Corey Baker, I have played football for multiple years, and I voted yes on that poll. I voted yes, and I played football for multiple years.
You know, we just got to do right by people. I feel as though that he was targeted. I personally feel that Shiloh was targeted. He didn't know what was coming his way. But people do this conniving stuff these days that you don't even know. That you minding your business thing, you want to go, you trying to make the team, not knowing you got a target on your back. He most definitely, just like Shador, they got targets on their back. And Shiloh didn't see that coming. Neither did I. No one saw that coming. No one thought they were going to see some guy that there's no play going on. The ball is like 100 feet over somewhere else. The play has already stopped. The refs are normally there to throw the yellow flag. Now, I am not an expert in football at all, but I love football. I do have common sense. I know that normally, as soon as something happens, those refs are throwing those flags instantly. I don't even see it. They were like, oh, I'm like, oh, what just happened? They're on it. So you mean to tell me that the play is dead, you got two refs there, and nobody is seeing this guy for all that time that's shoving him backwards, that's swinging at him like this, is grabbing his face mask. Nobody is, they right there. All that time, all that's going on. And it's not even in slow motion. All that time, all that's going on, and there were no flags. Nobody, no flags on it. Shiloh didn't have the ball. He wasn't blocking for the ball. He wasn't trying to, like, why was this dude all the way up by the end zone? The play is not even at the end zone. And he's shoving him. Where were these yellow flags that I see, that I know I'm going to continue to see instantly? Soon, oh, you jump side. Instantly. Whatever's going on. Oh, he face mask. Instantly. But now nobody can see anything. Shiloh didn't know what was heading his way that day, that he was already targeted. That wasn't by chance. This guy knew, he knows who Shiloh is. Everybody knows who Shilo Sanders is. He had a target on his back, but he wasn't prepared for it. It caught him off guard. It caught him off guard.
You could see that.
Caught me off guard.
You could see that guy was harassing him, but after the play, he did that.
Small. Yeah, then after the play, he gonna go like small. Yeah. And that was intentional. Because even after he face masked him, swung at him, he gonna do like this. You too small. That was a message that was sent. They sent a message. That's what that was, right? We can agree about that. When somebody do that, he sent a message. Oh, he can buff up. He gonna get his NFL body, and he will be on someone's team because he's just waived. His agent is working on it right now, looking for where he might be able to be picked up. If not, he probably will be on somebody's practice squad, and he will make his way back into the NFL. So we know that's going to happen. But he loves Buccaneers. He loves Tampa. He had a Buckify, whatever. He like, we got Shiloh. Shiloh's a steal. They love Shiloh. They love Shilo Sanders. And he loves them there. And it's just sad when things like this happen. His father, his statement he made, Deion Sanders said, trust God. Trust God. Because ultimately, God is in control. You got to trust God. When things in life happens, you got to trust God because he was set up. He was set up. He was set up. He was targeted. That was intentional. Who's doing that when the play is not even happening? He doesn't have the ball. He's nowhere near the ball. The play is all the way back there. And this guy is, and Shiloh's like this. And the rest are like this. Like they just whistling like I don't see nothing. We just waiting for it. We just waiting for it that we can eject Shiloh. Oh, he gone, yeah, okay. They just wait. They ain't see nothing. Not a damn thing. They ain't see anything. Not until then he took his swing at him. Oh, now we got eyes now, but only for one player. Only for one player. People are going to be for real. If anything, because you cannot swing at a player. You can't do that. If anything, both of them should have been ejected. They both were swinging. The other guy was roughing and he was face masked him. They both should have been ejected. And this is what his coach had to say.
Shilo Sanders after that ejection.
I know you can't throw punches in this league. I mean, that's inexcusable. They're gonna get you every time. Gotta
Yeah.
go from there.
And then what did you say to the officials after that? Looked like you were possibly trying to argue with
They're
them.
talking about another play.
What'd you say to Shilo Sanders?
He didn't want his
after
comment.
that
Don't forget to hit the
ejection?
like, share, and
I
subscribe.
know you can't throw punches in this league. I mean, that's inexcusable. They're gonna get you every time. Gotta grow from there.
And then what did you say to the officials after that? Looked like you were possibly trying to argue with
They're talking
them.
about another play.
I would like to know what the conversation was even afterwards that he had. The coach, I saw his face when Shiloh walked past him. He was really disappointed because I believe that he really was trying to include Shiloh in that 53-man roster, but no one really believed that he was going to actually make the team because they were saying there were other safeties that played better than him, but he loved his aggression, he's smart, he loved his play. The coach only had really great things to say about Shiloh. And Shiloh loved the town. The people of Tampa loves him. They love him. He loves them. He's really like the pictures that they'll take and they want to paint for someone. That's what I don't like. When they try to go after someone's character. When they try to go after someone's dignity and everything. He's an upstanding young man. Talented, multi-talented young man. And when I heard what was happening, because I was watching the game, but it wasn't kind of going his way, and it was like hurting me, like he was my child. I was like, oh my God, so it was, I don't know what's going on in the NFL. The NFL already showed us they don't care about talent. It's a lot of politics that goes on in the NFL. They don't care. The Browns, even them, they don't care about winning. They're not trying to win. They don't care about if Shador is a better quarterback than everybody on that team. Nobody cares about winning. It's all about politics. He was overlooked intentionally. He didn't become the 144th pick because it wasn't intentional. And they said that I thought he was going to go undrafted, period. But they said someone made a phone call, and that's why the Browns picked him up. It might have been Trump, because he didn't like what was happening to him, because Trump did put a post up, to the NFL, like what's going on here. Y'all need to, somebody need to draft him. So Trump might have been the one that made the phone call, but I don't know. But anyway, it's like, and Shiloh, he's a lot like his daddy.
First time since signing with the 49ers. And of course, he'll be looking at Mr. Rising today.
I mean, if it was possible, I would love for everyone else to get off the field so we could just go at it one-on-one. Yeah, I mean, I'm that kind of guy.
If he want to go one-on-one, we can go one-on-one all day.
Hey, we got some duking going on. Andre Rising and Deion Sanders.
That's daddy.
I got one thing to say. This is my house. I built this, and this is my house. I don't care if I'm with the Falcons or not. This is my house, and this will always be my house.
Deion Sanders, who returns to Atlanta for the first time since signing with the 49ers. And of course, he'll be looking at Mr. Rising today.
I mean, if it was possible, I would love for everyone else to get off the field so we could just go at it one-on-one. Yeah, I mean, I'm that kind of guy.
If he want to go one-on-one, we can go one-on-one all day.
And look.
say this is my house. I built this and this is my house. I don't care if I'm with the Falcons or not. This is my house and this will always be my house. Now let's go.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah, well, like father, like son. So the thing about it is that if you notice, Dion and the other gentleman, they were going at it, and guess what? Neither one were ejected. They both continued playing the game. Both of them played the game. No one was put out the game, but now the NFL is soft. They real soft. You can't, I don't know how you're supposed to play football like a ballerina. It's like you can't do anything. And if anything, he probably should have received some penalty or whatever the case may have been. But he shouldn't, for a preseason game and you're trying to make a team, I think that was extreme, even though I know the open hand slap or whatever. But you can't justify it unless you eject both of them. They both should have been ejected. I do not believe that Shiloh was fighting by himself. And what I don't like is for people to give him a bad rap when he's a pleasant, phenomenal young man. He is like a pillar to the community. And I'm hoping that he can make the, what is it? The play, you know, the squad, what is it? The playing squad or whatever. I hope he can make that. The practice squad. I hope he can make that and still remain a Buccaneer because he loves being a Buc. Because later on, after he mature a little bit more and learn from his ways, like we all got to learn when we make mistakes, and then he can grow, get a little bit more body weight on him because in the NFL, they're a lot larger. And, you know, just coming out of college, going into the NFL, you know, they're going to be challenged. All of the guys that's coming in that were under Colorado, they're going to be challenged. And they're going to have to buff up. They're going to have to get that man's body or whatever the case may be. But I do feel like he was targeted, and people, they always want to put out the negative stuff, but they don't want to show him the type of individual that he is.
No, we've been watching NFL. My mom has been watching NFL for a while now. In college
What did they
football.
say?
They're saying, how can you speak on this? You don't know about the NFL.
Look, I'm telling you, I've been following Shiloh, Shador, and Travis Hunter since they were playing at Jackson State. I know Shiloh, he played, you know, at his college prior to that. He was already drafted at a, a Power 5 school, South Carolina. And, but Travis is like that two-way phenomenal player. Like, Travis is a beast. They call him a unicorn. So I've been following their careers all the way to Colorado. I got interested in college football because of Deion Sanders and what he did in Colorado. Because I would only watch the NFL. You know, I would watch the 49ers, the Eagles, Pittsburgh Steelers, teams like that. I was watching them. But after Deion went there and turned it around, he made it like fun to watch. Like Colorado football is everything. And I like what he has done for the program, and that he brought the swag there, he brought the players there. He just changed the culture in the entire school. They had increased black enrollment and all of that. He's done a lot at Boulder, Colorado, and I respect him. And his children had the honor of playing for their father. You know, they've been with their father this whole time. And now they're out of college and they're entering into the NFL. But when they enter, I think where they went wrong, sort of, is when Prime, when he retired Shador's jersey along with Travis, I think that people didn't take that well, and the NFL didn't take that well. It was too much retiring his jersey. And then when he went in, they said, oh, he's talking like the Manning said, my son is not going to go here and there. He didn't want Shador to go to the Browns. The Browns are like the worst team. He did not want them to go to the Browns. And guess what? He's on the Browns. And the Browns aren't giving him first round reps. They had him playing with, they said they even had equipment, people tossing him back and forth the ball. Even when he played this last game, that they put him out there with people that were going to be cut. The O-line was like his height, and some of them were even shorter. So they gave him no protection, and they put him out there. They weren't giving, that's like going to school and you're going to take a test without the playbook. That's what they did with Shador. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on, and you're like, okay, why are they treating these people like this? And it's like people are saying they're trying to punish the children because of the father. And Deion has has been an outstanding man. He's to be modeled after. So, huh?
Yeah, Charles. Okay, you could say Shiloh isn't blameless, but what caused him to throw the punch? You have to use all the context.
Yeah. We're not going to do, see, that's one thing we do, speak the truth. We don't do one-side stories. You got to show both. Everyone is showing Shiloh, but they're not showing the tight end. The instigator, the aggressor, the one that there was no play going on. There's no play going on. And this guy, you imagine you got someone that outweigh you and they're pushing you, they fighting you, literally. They fighting you backwards. You're trying to stand on your feet and they're swinging at you and they're going after your face mask. All this is going on. There's no play going on. And where were the refs? I blame the refs because they were right there. Why didn't they throw a flag when the play was over and he was doing that to Shiloh? There was no flags. Those yellow flags normally come out immediately. Immediately. This is preseason. But he was able to stay in the game and he taunted him going like this. All of that. He got ejected. And he's been waived. So that was one-sided. But nothing was said about the aggressor. Nothing was said about face mask. Nothing was said about him swinging on Shiloh. He hit him on one side, he got on, but nobody said anything about that. That's my issue.
Hey, that's how they do. After he agitated him, then he gonna point at Shiloh, like to the ref, like, see?
Yeah, after he did all that, then you gonna point at the ref, like, look at him. This, to me, he was targeted. He was targeted. He was targeted. He was targeted before that game started. We just didn't know it until afterwards. He was going to do that. Because what he did, that was unnecessary. The play was dead. He was nowhere near the ball. So why are you still doing all this when you see everybody standing around? All the other players, they just standing. The play is over. Everybody's standing there. And you're only going to look at the actions of one player, but you're going to ignore the actions of the aggressor. That's what I have a problem with. You know, this one-sided stuff. One-sided. And it reminds me what happened to Travis Hunter when Blackburn, after the play, Travis only had the ball. He's going to go around his teammate and he's going to hit Travis, lacerate his liver, and he got to be taken out in a freaking ambulance. And Blackburn was able to stay in the game. That's when they were playing against Colorado State. He was targeted. Travis was targeted. We know he was. And it's the same that's going. Stuff like that goes on. You know that. Stuff like that goes on. We know there's collusion in sports and stuff. Stuff like that goes on. He was targeted. The guy did his job. He antagonized him. He did what he was supposed to do. The refs somehow all forgot how to be refs.
He completed the mission.
He completed the mission. But guess what? He's not God. Guess what? God has Shiloh. He don't have nothing to worry about. He's too gifted. He's blessed by the best. He's gifted and highly favored. So he's fine. This is not about that. But we can't continue to allow the blackballing to going on. All the stuff that the targeting that's going on with Deion Sanders' sons. You know. Now the Browns want to keep 4 quarterbacks. So they're going to have Watson, I guess, Flacco, what's his name? Pickett? Is it Pickett? And Dylan Gabriel and Shador. No, that's really 5, but I guess since the quarterback, their main quarterback is hurt, they're saying 4 quarterbacks. Yeah. So they're going to keep all these quarterbacks. So Shador is not going to see any playing time in the actual NFL because Flacco is experienced, unless he gets hurt. By then, Pickett hamstring will be fine, and then they're going to put Pickett out. That's who they really wanted, who used to be with the Eagles, and then was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he was the number 1 draft pick, wasn't he? At one time. So that's who they want to be the quarterback, the starting quarterback, but they got Flacco. And then they want behind him Pickett, now they want Dylan Gabriel. So Shador might not even see any playing time in the NFL. They might have him on the bench.
Yeah, they just released Tyler Hunt.
Yeah, they released Tyler, but they just brought him on. I don't know what that was all about. But it's a lot that's going on behind the scenes that we don't, we don't have privy to everything that's going on. And, I just was hoping that Shiloh would have had a better experience than what he had yesterday. Because there's so many people that respect him, that care about this family and the impact that they are making in football. Deion Sanders have brought people that never have been watching college football or football period. It's so many, they're breaking records with viewership in Colorado. They were breaking all kinds of records. Shador playing Browns as starting broke a viewership record. Broke a record because people want to see the Sanders young men play. We want to see Shador. We want to see Shiloh. We want to see them. Their box office, their brand. We want to see them. But they got to understand that they are targeted. And people are hurt by it because people really want to see Shiloh. And people want to see him play. And this is heartbreaking for a lot of us that want to see them do well. See, if you want things to be done for you, you have to wish the best for other people. And people want the best for them. People like myself and others. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. That's something I'll be asking my son to make sure to keep that going on, you guys.
Guys, we're back with another one, and it's just been reported that Tampa Bay Buccaneers rookie safety Shilo Sanders has been waived today. His agents, Drew Rosenhaus and Robert Bailey, hopes that he's able to get claimed off waivers. But yeah, man, Shiloh was waived on today, and many people are pointing at the play that got him ejected on yesterday, which we're going to take a look at, as a lot of people saying, why is everybody showing one angle and they're not showing this angle? And the ref was right there to watch all of this, where the receiver,
look at it, nobody's moving behind him.
Shiloh's face mask, and then Shiloh retaliated, with a push, and then thing up top, which the ref deemed excessive, and
now the flags.
And really,
look, nobody's moving in the back.
His opportunities to be seen, and Shiloh can't do that in that moment. That would be my one pushback on him. Now, oftentimes we see the ref.
See, nobody's moving in the back,
and not the instigator. That has happened all throughout football. And Shiloh already had somewhat of a thin offense, could have easily been called to prevent all of that.
That's right.
When you're in it and somebody's digging in your face mask, you're going to retaliate at times in that moment. I would just say Shiloh has to know that he's vying and fighting for a spot on an NFL roster. And he cannot let this young man bait him into squandering that opportunity or giving them a reason to part ways with him. You can't give up those type of penalties. Even though we see DBs do that often, when you're in the position that Shiloh is in, you have to play it smart. So hopefully he's able to land on his feet somewhere else and learn from this experience. But he has that fight in him that you love to see from your defensive backs. But that right there, not getting the opportunity to showcase what you would do in that game, that really hurt him.
Look at the background.
So,
no
man,
one played Ben over.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.
Yeah, nobody. If you look in the background, you can see that the play been over. Everybody's all crowded all the way behind him, and this guy, he was most definitely targeted. That's without a doubt. And if people can't see he was targeted, then it ain't no truth in you. Most definitely targeted him. And like when things happen, I usually see those yellow flags, they go down immediately. They had threw a flag on him earlier, Shiloh, when he went after a ball. So I don't know. But I believe that he's going to get picked up. He'll be on a practice squad, hopefully for Buccaneers, because he said he loves Tampa. That's where he wants to be at. So I hope he still has that opportunity to play for the Buccaneers. I'm quite sure that if there's an injury or whatever, the safeties, he will move up. He will get to play, but it'll give him time to work on his body and learn from the vets, learn from the team, how to be a better safety. And I think that will only be a plus for him to be on a practice squad, because there's so much that he can improve on, and all those things that people have to say about him, they can be corrected. Everything that they say can be corrected. Anything they say, people always got something to say. No matter as soon as he correct, oh, he don't wrap up. As soon as he correct, oh, he missed that tackle. As soon as he start getting the tackles and wrapping up, they'll find something else to say, because you will never be able to police people. That's not how it is. It's never like that, But both of the Sanders had time yesterday. It was like everything was going on for both of them. They were just like catching a lot of flack from both teams. But I don't like what I've been seeing, like what's been happening to them. And hopefully that a lot of truth will come out what's going on. Just like when Shador got that prank call when he was waiting to be drafted. It's like a joke. Like, stuff is happening. And we're watching. And a lot of us are watching that, we just enjoy watching the game. We're not experts, but we're watching the game just like everyone else. We enjoy watching the game. And you're going to have us like, especially when we see injustice, we're looking at it from a different lens than everyone else. We're looking at, okay, how come they allowed this to happen? How come they didn't do anything to the other guy? That's how we're looking at it. And I don't like this one-sided stuff that be going on.
Sanders, man, look like his agent told ESPN the Buccaneers team is letting him go a day after an on-field altercation. And I want to show you guys an altercation as well. Then we're going to break everything down, man, because there could be some more stuff going on inside of the Sanders family being blacklisted or blackballed from the NFL, man, because something is going on here, because something ain't adding up. Let's check out this clip right here of the on-field altercation.
That's the tight end, Zach Davidson. Swung Sanders. Right there. A shove back.
See, he hit him first.
For either one of them.
So that's the clip right there, man. So it's saying, he was being let go from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a day after he was involved in the on-field altercation that got him ejected from the game. NFL teams are currently cutting their rosters down to 53 players before Tuesday, and Shiloh was chosen as one to leave from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, do you guys think Shiloh is going to land his spot somewhere else? Do you think he wasn't that good? I would love to hear your comments on that. But let me further break everything down with everything, man.
Now he hits
Deion Sanders had made a tweet as well. He reacted to it and just said, trust God, man.
Trust God.
Deion Sanders and his family will always put God first. Now, we know there could be something else going on because, remember, Eric Dickerson just came out and said there was like this collusion inside the NFL to not draft Shador Sanders.
And I'll tell you this much here, what I heard from someone that's in the NFL, that the NFL told other, don't draft him, do not draft him. We're gonna make an example out of him. And this came from a very good source, And he said that, I won't say who, somebody called the Cleveland Browns and said, don't do that. Draft him. Yep, draft him. Don't do that. Because they weren't gonna draft him either. They weren't gonna draft him.
Dennis Sharp and Ocho also expressed how they felt about Shilo Sanders getting ejected from the game after his quick altercation, and I would like to highlight what Shannon Sharp and Ocho said on Nightcap as well. Let's check out this clip right here. Be sure to hit that like button for me if you haven't already. That helps this YouTube channel continue to grow. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with all of my current YouTube videos. Peace.
Moment. I know the tight end, they was locked up a little bit. He was probably trying to roughhouse him a little bit, but you have to be able to control yourself. You got to be able to control your emotions, especially in moments like that, especially in a game. So, you have no choice. If you throw a punch, if anything, if your arm extends and it touches the other individual, you going out the game.
But that's
Every
what the other
Ocho,
guy did.
he in the open field. That's not like an offensive and defensive lineman, Ocho. You in the pile and can't nobody see you try to hit the guy. Ocho, the bad judge and the side judge, that's where he was standing right there.
They're right there. You know, sometimes you got players that'll provoke you.
You brace it. All you gonna do is turn to the ref. You see ref? He did the A. Start. Hey, ref, you see what 84 did? You see what he did? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you back. It's gonna look like a play. I'm gonna get your ass back, yeah. Or I'm gonna get your teammate.
Somebody gonna get it.
Somebody gonna get got. They got your color uniform on. He ain't had nothing to do with it, but that's your teammate. But I agree with you, Ocho. Shiloh knows better. Shiloh knows he can't do a situation like that. Bro, you can't hurt me. He got on a helmet. So let's just say for a second about you hit it. Okay, you hit him in the head. Oh, what happened? You break your hand. You gonna get a penalty. In this situation, you got tossed. Now, even if you do rate wrong, you do know when you get thrown out of the game, Ocho, you know that's like $30,000. So let's just say for the sake of argument, oh yeah. How much is an ejection in a football game? It's like 25, 30,000.
Not that much.
Yeah, the hell you say?
My goddamn celebrations were 25, 30,000. I know they ain't.
But you stayed in the game.
So that's what Shannon Sharp and Ocho said live on Nightcap about the Shilo Sanders situation, about him getting ejected from the game. And, you know, they was just saying, you know, you can't do that, man. You can't throw a punch, especially out in the field like that. It's wide open. Cameras is right there. You know, it's not like, you know, everybody's tackling each other or piled up on each other where, you know, you can try to flip in a little quick hit or anything like that. And what they were saying is, you know, the best way to do it is just either try to get him back, like a tackle or somewhere it looks like a play, or Shiloh had to get his get back on another teammate. That was their reaction last night. This was before it was reported that Shiloh got cut. So Shiloh won't be getting any type of get back because he just got cut from the NFL right now, man. Ooh.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. So anyway, you guys, I am going to start a sports channel. I'm going to call this True Sports. I don't know if you guys, this is like not my normal crowd for Speak the Truth 2.0, because we deal with politics and news and headlines and things like that. Thank you for those who are members for the Chevy Chef. And we have Lawson, Kevin, Debbie P, Debbie Gossi, and different members of our channel. We do appreciate it. I do have another channel called Pray to All Here. I'm working on that and just started Instagram, Speak the Truth 2.0. So this is more out of my league, but I love football. You don't have to be an expert in football or in a sport to enjoy the sport. But when you see things that are being done that's questionable, that are concerning, you know, you speak up about it and you give your opinion. I believe that he was targeted. I believe that the Sanders young men are targeted, and even some of the other players that played under Coach Prime are being targeted. So hopefully that's not what's going on, but it looks that way. I believe that tight end, this is my opinion, tight end, Zach Davidson, number 84, I believe that it was intentional. I believe that he already had in his mind, I don't know if someone put it in his mind to do it, to go after Shilo Sanders, but that's exactly what he did. And I don't know if the refs, how much involvement are with the refs, because they said that whoever swings at people, that's what Shannon and Ocho was saying, that they're supposed to be injected. I saw Zach Davidson continue to swing at Shiloh. He continually swung at Shiloh, and he face masked him, and he wasn't ejected. And that's what my issue is. I'm not excusing what Shiloh did, because like they said, he knows the rules, he knows better. But I guess he got frustrated. He couldn't believe that none of the rest were even getting the dude off of him. The play's not going on. I'm not just stand there, let you put my ass. We just don't get down like that. That's too much. And for some reason, whistles weren't working. Some reason the yellow flags weren't working. Nobody was able to do their job. So that's what I have a problem with. And it hurt me that he actually got waived. But you know, he still has opportunity. The opportunity is still there. Like his daddy said, trust God. Trust God. And that's what he has to do. He has to trust God. And hopefully whatever's going on, that it'll come out in the light. They said whatever's in the dark will come out in the light. But that was just he was overly aggressive towards him. I don't know why is that going on? The play is dead. Why is that going on? He's not blocking for a ball or anything. Why is that going on with the teams are down all the way back there, and this guy is steady and Shiloh's like this, and he's swinging on them, but that's okay. He's swinging on, but we don't see that. We don't see that. Refs don't see none of that going on. Nobody saw that going on. I mean, it should have been equally. They both should have been ejected, and not just Shiloh. And if the refs had done their job, it wouldn't have gotten to that. It wouldn't have gotten to that. So I blame them for not doing. They're on the field and they're supposed to be the professionals. Then why didn't they do their job? Why didn't they throw those yellow flags? Why didn't they stop him from gripping him up like that and pushing him back and swinging on him and all that was going on? That's my issue. Because it wouldn't have gotten that far if the refs have done their job. Because any other time, those yellow flags, they go out like that. You just see them. You're on the screen. You just see those yellow flags. But all of a sudden now, this is time elapsing. All this is time elapsing. And there's no movement from it's two refs there. But y'all got him swinging on Shiloh. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Not nothing. And Shannon Sharp said when that arm go out, that's all you got to do. Well, I saw Zach Davidson's arm go out a number of times. Actually hitting on Shiloh. Because Shiloh took a stance and look, I'm going to take you, don't. So they should have stopped. None of that would have happened. He wouldn't have been ejected. And if the refs had done their jobs. Because whatever was going on, it was intentional. That was not by accident. That was not by accident. The guy, he was a backup. He ain't had nothing to lose. And he could say, this is what I did to Shiloh. Now he got waived. So his good job, Titan. You did your job. Whatever, I don't know if it was a money exchange, but you completed the mission. He completed the mission. But it ain't over with. So Shiloh get picked up. He's going to play in the NFL. He's going to be on somebody's team. I wish it was where he wanted to be at Tampa Bay. And maybe he will be there. Maybe he'll be on the practice squad. Hopefully he will. But he needs to know that we're here for him. We're going to continue to support Shador, Shiloh, his father, Deion Sanders. We're going to continue to support him. They are his legacy. Shador and Shiloh, they're following and they follow legacy, and it's not over with. They will be there, and they're going to make their own names, and they're going to get better and better and better. See, that's what life is. You don't stay the same. People want to keep you. You can't tackle, you can't run. They want to keep you there, but he's going to grow and he's going to learn, and he will be getting it done. And then what are you going to say then? But you want to wish that I see one of my moderators on. Who's on? Hey, Chef Chevy, we talking about some football. You ready for some football? So anyway, I am so I love football. I'm glad it's football season. I will be watching, my teams. I will be watching them. I will be watching the Browns. That's never been my team. I'm only going to be watching them because of Shilo Sanders. That's it. And I was going to be watching the Buccaneers because I'm with Shiloh. I love Shilo Sanders. He's like my favorite, not just player. He's just to me, he's just an upstanding young man. And my ultimate two-way player, Travis Hunter, I'm most definitely going to be watching the Jaguars with Travis Hunter. Because he's a unicorn, he's a beast. I love Travis, and I hope he's able to play both ways. So I'm following their careers. And it was LaJonte, he's with the Ravens. I'm going to be watching him. Jimmy Horn with the Panthers, I don't know. They said something was going on there, but I don't know what's going on. So I'm following their careers into the NFL. And I want to see where Shiloh's going to land. They say it's 24 hours that he has in right now. There's another team can pick him up. So they're cutting their 53-man roster. So I don't know if another team really needs another safety. It depends on how many injuries that's been going on during, the preseason. If a team was going to pick Shiloh up, but I hope they do. But if worst comes to worst, I hope that he'll be able to be on the Buccaneers practice squad, because there he can continue to develop, and he can continue to grow. He can continue to learn their playbook and learn how from the other safeties to be a better safety. So when his number is called, he'll be ready. So that's what I'm hoping for him. So I don't like what I've been seeing, what's going on with the NFL, all this collusion and all this stuff that's going on. It seemed like the Sanders are being targeted. That's my opinion. I felt like Shiloh once again was targeted by that tight end. For whatever reason, he set out to go after Shiloh. The play wasn't even a play going on. It wasn't even a play. The refs all of a sudden they went like mute. They couldn't see anything. All of a sudden, they couldn't even see anything. No yellow flags, no nothing. The dude is swinging on Shiloh, face mask him, no flags, no nothing. Shiloh, he takes one swing, that's it. Oh, you can't punch. Even though it's an open hand slap, but, now the rules are implemented. They implemented now, but those same rules were not implemented for Zach Davison. Number 84. There were no rules implemented when it came to him. He got to stay in the game and finish the game, where Shiloh got ejected. So that's what's going on. And we gotta everything we do, we gotta do it better than everyone else. And we have to be careful everything we do, because it's scrutinized. Like someone else could do the same thing, like Zach could do what he did, and everybody's blind to it. He did nothing to cause all of this. He caused all of this. But everybody's blind to his actions. But Shiloh swings at the dude to get him off of him. Oh, the sky is falling. Oh, you can't do that. But Zach is swinging and face mask. But he can do that. So we have to be right on both sides. If you're going to eject one, you got to eject the other. You can't just eject one. Shiloh was wrong for swinging, because that's not allowed. But so was Zach. I don't like this one-sided punishment. Dude, he gonna go like this, like he too small, and he can laugh, walk, oh yeah, I got him ejected. So now he can run around to he got weighed now because of me. Those are brownie points. Mission completed. Whoever told you to set out to do it, you did your job. Same thing they did to Travis Hunter at Colorado State. Blackburn went around his player to teammate to lacerate Travis Hunter's liver. He got taken away in an ambulance. Targeted. They were being targeted. Shador was targeted and Travis was targeted. They target people. And they targeted Shiloh. And it looked like Shador was targeted. He had no coverage, no nothing. The way he played, he was running for his life again. They put him out where everybody was being cut. The O-line was his height. It was no one protecting him. That was a mess there. But he can play way better than that. Don't give him no first round reps. They're not even developing Shador. So I don't know. So just wishing the best for Shiloh. We will be watching. I'm going to see where he's going to land, because like his daddy said, trust God. And that's what I say, trust God. Yeah, he wasn't targeted. It was, Shiloh dragged 3 yards. Mm-hmm. Can't even see that. What did you say? Yeah, I'm trying to just look to see, because I can't see what you guys are saying. So, trying to see what Shiloh was when that was happening. But I do think that they have it out for the Sanders. I wholeheartedly believe that, without a doubt. I wholeheartedly believe that. Let's see. It was 3 for 6, 14 yards. He was targeted, was a run play, Shiloh got 30 yards. Yeah. So anyway, my opinion is different from yours, Chevy. I believe he was targeted because the play was dead on arrival. The play was dead. It was dead. It was dead. There was no play going on when he got dragged 30 yards. And I'm like, well, where were the referees at? Like, when I watch football, and I'm most definitely not an expert, but I know one thing is that those yellow flags, they come out like that. So he's going to drag him, like you said, 30 yards. The team is over here. The play is dead. Whistle's been blown. So why is he dragging him for 30 yards, swinging on him, grabbing his face mask? But the rest, everybody blind to that. It's not even about like Buffaloes. I'm glad for each team or whatever. But it was about, they both were going at it. Why was one person ejected? He swung, he was the aggressor. He was swinging on Shiloh. He even face masked him. There was no play going on. Nothing was going on. Yeah, 30 yards. So where were the referees while all this is going on that they didn't throw the flag on that? That's my point. I think they both should have been ejected, not just Shiloh. Shiloh's not supposed to, that's inexcusable. You can't throw a punch because now the NFL is sissified now. They got women, they shaking more than me. They like out there with let's go, let's really go. They out there like women now. They got these men cheerleaders. And they shaking like women with their pom-poms. That's what they want. They like, football is supposed to be tough and you want people, they can't do anything. And he just open slap, but the other guy can keep slapping them around and that's no issue. I don't like this one-sided stuff. That's all I'm talking about. Shiloh was going to be ejected. He was wrong. Inexcusable. But so was the other guy. Go Shiloh. Go Buccaneers. I'm not even a Buccaneer fan, you know. I just like that I followed them from Colorado because I'm following the Jaguars. And like I said, I'm following the Eagles. And what's my other team? Jaguars, Eagles, it was the Bucks. And I'm following the Browns only because of Shador just following his career. And Jimmy Horn with the Panthers and LeJohntay with the Ravens. So I'm just following, them from college to NFL. But Shiloh was one of my favorite plays, but I do feel like that was excessive. He was extremely aggressive. There was no play going on. And he dragged him, like you said, for 30 yards backwards. And somebody putting all their weight and you going backwards like that, I'm surprised he was able to just keep his balance. And somehow 2 refs are there, but everybody blind. They only see Shiloh when he take a stance and like, okay, that's enough. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to end this. You're not just going to manhandle me like that, dude. So I don't blame him for that, but I feel as though that it should have been equal justice. He, 84, Zach Davidson, he should have been ejected and Shiloh, if you want to eject, they both should have been ejected because he was the aggressor. He was swinging on Shiloh. He face masked Shiloh, but he got to stay in the game. He got to taunt him, talking about like, you too small, all of that. And Shiloh just took an open hand like, that's like, get off of me. So I'm proud of him. I ain't mad at you, Shiloh. It kind of hurt me because you got tossed and all that, but I'm not mad for you standing up being a man. I ain't mad about that. This supposed to be football. Everybody wants to make football like some little dainty sport. Like, he can't even respond to it. The refs didn't do their job, and, he like, look, y'all, I could really, I ain't got to take this from this dude. Not for real. He like, I really don't have to take this, so y'all not going to do anything about it, but he got to get off of me. So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, I wish all of them the best of luck. I just like equal justice. I believe that he was targeted because that was intentional. What was that all about? No play was going on. Play was dead. 30 yards. Like Chevy said, he dragged him 30 yards, swinging on him. I got the videos. You run this video back or you go online. People show you different angles, showing the dude hitting Shiloh. He hitting him several times. No issue with that. Nobody's... They showing different videos now to show you how many times Shiloh was getting hit. Okay, right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, look, Shiloh was inexcusable, so was the other player. When his daddy did it, Deion Sanders, when he used to play, I had the video on earlier, they didn't put him and the other guy. This is when Deion was with the 49ers, and he was like, this is the house I built. He went back to play for, against the Falcons. And that was his best friend. I forget his name because I watched, the videos. I wasn't watching football like that then. And they were going at it, but they weren't ejected from the game. They let them stay in the game. But now, it's not like that. So I just wanted to see some football. Let them play some football. I think that he shouldn't have been ejected. Not preseason, not that open hand. It wasn't like they were out. They might as well just been really fighting. It should have like, look, you want to get ejected, you might as well go out right. Like, let it be a real, like, okay, let us put the paws up for real. That would have been very entertaining. I would have been, because Shiloh can box. I would have loved to see him square up. I would have loved, look, you going to be tossed out. They not going to treat you right. The other guy not going to be tossed out, and he could slap you all around. Damn it, just fight him then. Go ahead and fight him, Shiloh. Just fight him. I'm here for it. That would have been extremely entertaining for me. I don't care. It was a clean block. He wasn't blocking anything. I don't know what game it was. There was no blocking. The dude wasn't. The ball. The team. Both teams was down. Like they were like 100 yards away. The team over there and this guy dragging him. Nobody's playing. The play is dead when he started that. The play was dead when he started that 30-yard drag. The play was dead. When this guy got started, what was he? He wasn't blocking anything. The ball and the play was behind them. It had already ended. You need to watch the tape, Chevy. You need to watch the tape. There was no play going on. While he doing that, I see the other team, they just stand and look at my thumbnail. You just see them, they just stand looking around. This guy is steady like, he wasn't blocking anything. Why was he the only one blocking out of two teams? He the only one still blocking. Two teams, he's the only one still blocking. Explain that why he's still blocking. Nobody else with two teams was blocking anybody else except for Zach. He was the only one blocking out of two teams. The play is dead. He wasn't blocking nothing. Nothing. He was blocking nothing. There was no play going on for him to block. He knew the play was over. Team stand out in the team, you see them there, everybody like this, like they like this. At both teams, they like, you can see him in back there, and he's still like, play dead, whistles went off 30 feet. Right. We're not, look, one thing we like, I might not know football, but I got eyes. I could see that. I could see that for myself. And I saw him being swung at and hit and face mask and nobody, because they got other angles up on X, formerly known as Twitter. They got all angles, people posting it and showing it. What was going on? Then you could see Shiloh being hit, face mask, everybody could see it. Play dead, and weird to me. Like, even when I go to football games, those flags, and when I watch it on TV, those flags come out like this. They throw those yellow flags, and 30 yards, you said, Chevy, he was dragged. Then where were the flags at? I'm letting them know. I'm trying. I'm like, where were the flags at? I did not see any flags going down, and we down to the last wire. No flags, no nothing. Let's see if I can find it. They ain't get no flags all that time. I don't know what you was looking at. But you're gonna say gonna drag them 30 feet, the play is dead, the rest all that time, and I see those yellow flags come out like that. You know. Yeah, and then gonna point at after he did all he did to Shiloh, trying to find it. Then he's gonna find the one. He's gonna point at Shiloh as though he was the one that started all of this. It's crazy. Like, see what he did, ref? See? Like he did something. Yeah, let's see if I can find it. But I'm trying to find the one with the angles that you can see it. You might have to look it up or look at one of the ones I pick up, because it's hard to like go back and try to find. And even his coach said it was inexcusable. Nobody's making excuses for him, but I don't like this one-sided freaking justice. This one-sided stuff is like that. I'm not down with this one-sided stuff. When people just want to look at one side and they make excuses for the other person, or they don't hold them to the same accountabilities. I mean, come on now, they not held accountable. That's what I have a problem with. Hold them both accountable. He wasn't fighting himself. So that's what I have a problem with. I don't like that one-sided stuff. And that's what goes on these days. People show you one side of the story, and they don't show you everything. Let's see. This might be something.
Shilo Sanders has been waived today. His agents, Drew Rosenhaus and Robert Bailey, hopes that he's able to get claimed off waivers. But yeah, man, Shiloh was waived on today.
Block wasn't nobody playing to get a damn block.
Got him ejected on yesterday, which we're going to take a look at. As a lot of people saying, why is everybody showing one angle and they're not showing this angle? The ref was right there to watch all of this. Look
where the team at back there. Look at this guy, got him, grabbing, hitting on him, but y'all don't see all that. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, with a push and
look at this
swing up top, which the ref deemed excessive, and
now the facts. Look at where the team at. Look at the guy.
There's opportunities to be seen, and Shiloh can't do that in that moment. That would be my.
The guy is steady pushing, hitting him in the face, but Shiloh is the one we gonna recognize.
The reaction and not the instigator. That is happening.
Right, the instigator.
And Shiloh already had somewhat of a thin margin for error, just like his brother Shador, but even less. And Shiloh, we know he can hit, and we wanted to see.
Yeah, it's other teams. He'll be picked up.
He was physical at the onset of the play, but he was baited into that. Now, the face mask on the offense could have easily been called to prevent all of that. But, when you're in it and somebody's digging in your face mask, you're going to retaliate at times in that moment. I would just say Shiloh has to know that he's vying and fighting for a spot on an NFL roster. And he cannot let this young man bait him into squandering that opportunity or giving them a reason to part ways with him. You can't give up those type of penalties. Even though we see DBs do that often, when you're in the position that Shiloh is in, you have to play it smart. So hopefully he's able to land on his feet somewhere else and learn from this experience.
Yeah.
He has that fight in him that you love to see from your defensive backs.
That's what you want. It seems like that's what you should want from a defensive back, is some fight in them. I mean, 65 in football so much that the only thing they want is male cheerleaders now. Everybody gotta be these male cheerleaders. They out there. Let's go. Here you go. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. That's what they want from the players now. It's disgusting. But anyway, they were showing one angle. That guy hit Shiloh numerous times and face masked him before he had enough. And those referees, they should have stopped a long time ago, because I see those flags. I was just at a game like last week. Those flags go out immediately. Immediately. So I don't understand. They could have stopped all of that from the door, because the play was dead. The play was over. That's why everybody was just standing around, and the play was there. He was the only one. You look at the rest of the team just standing there. They back here. Ain't nobody up there with shoulders for him and that guy dragging him, 30 yards, y'all said. Just he up there. He the only one still playing. Everybody else stop. Everybody else stop. It's fine. It's fine, but y'all could get different angles. Go online, get the different angles. But I know I just showed you that you could see how many times he was being hit. He was already being hit. But if you're not gonna be honest, that's just how people are. He was being hit numerous times. So don't just eject him. Both of them, is my point, should have been ejected. It wasn't like Shiloh was the only one that was in the wrong. Both of them were in the wrong, if that was the case, because the other guy was throwing punches too. He was swinging at him as well, and it's on video. It's on video. It's on video. He was swinging them as well. So if those are the rules, it's not just rules for one person, but it doesn't apply to the other person. Make sure you double tap. Yeah, thank you for telling them to subscribe. Make sure you double tap, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's why I hope that Shiloh get to go to practice squad, and he loves Tampa. I've been following his Tampa journey. He is so funny. If y'all don't know Shiloh, people talk about young, upstanding black men. Like, if they out there doing wrong things, they got something to say. But when you got young men that are really being impactful and trying to live right, he has a master's degree. His brother has, they're college educated. They're multi-millionaires. They're really doing well, and they have the best personalities. I love how they're being raised, and love to see strong black men raising up strong young black men. And that's, you want excellence. They're being raised with excellence. So I hope he gets to stay in Tampa. I do believe that somebody's going to, if he doesn't get picked up, he'll be on someone's practice squad, and that's what he needs. Because people want to complain. He don't wrap up. I'll repeat myself. Yeah, I am. Because some people weren't on here. He doesn't wrap up. He doesn't block properly, and he needs more weight. So when you get in the NFL, they're much bigger. These vets been in it 10, 12, 14 years, and he's going to have to bulk up. And I think on the practice squad, get those meals in, bulk up, and with the training, that he'll learn how to wrap up, and he'll learn how to tackle better. He will improve, and he will have his opportunity to go out there, because they be getting hurt throughout the year, and they will call him up. So I believe we will see him play this season. But this is just a hiccup. And like his daddy said, trust God. So, that's how it goes. They didn't think that he was going to make the 53-man roster, but I think that his coach Bowles, I really think that he really liked Shiloh. He was trying to find a way to put him on the team, but he might wind up on the practice team. And I think that that'll be fine, because it's stuff that, being an NFL player, that he still needs to learn and grow. And like Shannon said, you get them the next play. You do other ways to get people back, or whatever the case. They're revengeful, but that he won't do. I know he won't do that again. So you live and you learn, and that's how life is. But you want things to be fair, and people could go back and watch the footage with the guy constantly swinging on him. That's my only point. That's my point. I feel like he was targeted. The play was dead. It was over. Why are you doing all of this? Nobody else is doing any of that. No, the whole game, nobody else did all that. Nobody else. Nobody else. And he's swinging, grabbing, all that. And then the referees, they slow throwing down, but he's steady swinging on Shiloh, but nobody sees that. No, but it's like they was waiting for him to react, and mission was completed. So anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us. Thank you for the person that's on here. Come back to Speak the Truth 2.0. I am going to start my Truth Sports. I probably upload that today, or set it up for Truth Sports. So now it's NFL time, and I was a basketball phenomenal. Like, basketball was my game before. Like, I was like a basketball fanatic. I knew they lies, they whys, the kids, they scores, everything about basketball, NBA basketball. But now I switched over to football. So now I love football. So I'll probably be covering football and basketball. And as I go along, I'm learning. I am not an expert, but I enjoy the sport. And I know that a lot of you guys do too. So anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us. God bless you. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe. Think about becoming a member. My member Chevy's on, and we got different opinions about sports, but I like a good sports conversation. I don't care, because I'll talk about it. So, so I enjoy watching it, and that's how I feel about it. So I'm a female that likes sports. I like watching sports, and I was very athletic in school and all of that. I got a resume. So anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for spending your time with us. We'll be on tomorrow, because normally we talk about politics and what's going on in the headlines. But part of my description, I do tell you how much I enjoy Colorado football. And you see, this is Shiloh's jersey. I don't have Shador new jersey, because I don't know if he's gonna stay as the Browns. But I have Travis Hunter's, and I have Shiloh's. So anyway, you guys, thanks for being on here. Thank you to my moderators and my members that joined us. God bless you. Take care. Continue to watch football. Look at the film. And I just, life isn't fair, but, I wish that it was fair. And I don't feel as though that it was fair. I feel as though that they both should have been, ejected. And I'm going to stand on that. Anyway, Shiloh, we got you. We love you. We out here rooting for you. And we want the best for you. And I think that everybody should always want the best for everyone. So I want the best for him and his family. And I always want the best for everyone, because I want God to bless me. I don't have no hate for anybody. I want everyone to do well. So anyway, you guys, take care. God bless. And I'll see you on the next live. God bless you. See you, Chevy.